At 17, I thought landing a part-time job was the first step to freedom. A paycheck, a little independence, a chance to plan my future. But to my parents it was betrayal. To them I was only useful if I stayed home raising my siblings for free. The day I stood up for myself they kicked me out, and spread lies about me to the whole family. They thought I'd stay quiet. They were wrong. What happened next tore apart their perfect image forever. Welcome to Payback and Revenge, where betrayal meets justice. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or betrayed by the people closest to you, then you'll connect with this story. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and join us for more real stories of payback. Now let's dive in. From the outside, my family looked picture perfect. 4 kids, 2 parents, a nice house in the suburbs. But inside, it was chaos. From the age of 12, I wasn't just the oldest. I was the second mom. Diapers, bottles, homework, school pickups. While other teens went to parties, I was running bedtime routines. My mom would say, "Family comes first, Julia. Friends and hobbies can wait." What she meant was, your life isn't yours. By the time I turned 17, I'd missed school dances, sports, and countless hangouts. I told myself it was temporary. One day I'd be free. When I got hired at a little coffee shop, it felt like freedom. Minimum wage, sure, but to me, it was gold. I remember clutching my first paycheck, grinning ear to ear. I thought my parents would be proud. Instead, my mom frowned. "So who's going to watch the kids while you're off playing barista?" My dad added, 17 is too young to worry about money. You belong at home." That stung. I wasn't looking for money to party. I wanted to save for college. To buy my own clothes. To feel independent. But to them, it meant losing their unpaid babysitter. The fights built up fast. If I came home tired after a shift, I'd hear, "Look at this mess. You think work excuses you from chores." If I asked for a night off, "Selfish. Always thinking of yourself." Finally, one night I got home after a long closing shift. My uniform smelled like coffee and sweat. Instead of a hello, my mom pointed at a sink full of dishes. "You didn't do these before work." Something in me snapped. I was working. For my future. Who's going to help me pay for college? You. Silence. Then my dad's face turned red. "If you can't be here for this family, then you don't belong here at all." That night I stuffed a backpack with a few clothes. My siblings cried, clinging to me. And my parents? They drove me to my cousin Megan's house like they couldn't wait to be rid of me. To Megan's I finally broke down. She hugged me tight, then told me something that made my stomach drop. "Julia, they've been telling everyone you're lazy. That you don't help around the house. That you're obsessed with money." My jaw dropped. I had been raising their kids for years, and now they were painting me as a selfish brat? Then she added the final blow. "They already hired a babysitter. Before they even kicked you out." So the crying in the car? The guilt trips? It had all been planned. That was the night I stopped feeling sad. I felt angry. I couldn't let their lies stand. So I wrote an email. Long, detailed, raw. I explained how I'd been a stand-in parent since age 12. How they'd mocked my dream of college. How they'd kicked me out the second I dared to want a future. I didn't sugarcoat anything. When I finished, I sent it to the one person guaranteed to spread it. Aunt Barbara, the family gossip hub. Within hours my phone blew up. Cousins, uncles, grandparents, all furious. Some messages defended my parents. But most were horrified. "How could you treat your own daughter like that? She's a child, not a maid." Their perfect image crumbled overnight. My parents didn't take it well. My dad's voicemail. "How dare you humiliate us? You're dead to me." My mom's text. "Don't expect a dime for college. You made your choice." But here's the kicker. Their new babysitter quit after 3 weeks. 4 kids under 10? Too much for anyone. Suddenly my parents were desperate. They begged relatives to help. They even called me asking if I'd come home and put this behind us. But their voices weren't filled with love. They didn't miss me as a daughter. They missed me as free labor. And I wasn't going back. I stayed with Megan, then later with my grandparents, who wrapped me in the kind of support I'd been craving for years. They promised to help with college. They told me how proud they were. Meanwhile, my parents were left exposed. No more perfect parents act. No more free babysitter. Just the consequences of their own choices. I used to think revenge had to be elaborate. But sometimes the most devastating revenge is simply the truth. My parents thought they could control the narrative. But once I exposed them, their lies couldn't survive. And in the end, I didn't just get revenge. I got freedom. So what do you think? Were my parents just overwhelmed, or were they flat out abusive? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoy stories where karma finds its mark, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here on Payback and Revenge. Until next time, justice served.